Something I've noticed as I've gotten older is that things have changed as far as what I think is a luxury or something that is a treat. And they may have been things that I did previously when I was busy all the time working, didn't have a lot of time. But I think one reason they seem more special now is I have the time. If I want to sit and read for a few hours during the day, I can do that. If I want to do nothing all day, I can do that. I don't ever do that, but if I wanted to, I could. There's nobody to tell me I can't. The time itself is a luxury. And I think as we get older and maybe still work, like I consider YouTube work because, you know, it's work. It's not all fun and games. A lot of it is, but I earn money from it. I take it seriously and I like doing it, but I don't go to a job. I don't have to do this. If I wanted to quit, I could quit. I don't want to quit. But it's really nice knowing that if I want to make a video like this about just talking about what feels special to me now, I can. And not worry about whether it does well, whether I get a lot of views, whatever. Knowing you can make up your own mind and do what you want for the most part is a luxury. And I love it. A lot of the things that I consider a treat or a luxury are just different now. They're quieter, simpler, and usually cheaper than what I tried to do to treat myself when I was busy working and, you know, just had fewer hours in the day. I tried to make things more bigger and better and different and special. And now I don't do hardly any of that, but it's better. One thing I really like doing is getting up without setting an alarm, waking up naturally, going back to sleep for a few hours if I can. Getting up, making a cup of coffee, hoping it's a nice chilly morning, and sitting there feeling just a little bit cold, not much. I love that feeling. That is wonderful to me. And in fact, I open the front door a lot of times so it feels a little cooler. And then snuggle up under a blanket. It just feels so good to me. And sipping my hot coffee, either watching the news, if I can tolerate that, or putting on Court TV, playing some Candy Crush, whatever I feel like doing, I can do that. And it's so nice. I don't have to be anywhere most of the time. I don't have a lot of appointments. I don't have places I have to be. And it is wonderful. If I'm going to make a YouTube video, I can do it whenever I feel like it. And nobody's there to tell me I have to do anything. And just having that quiet morning to start my day really is a wonderful luxury that I didn't always have. And you probably didn't either. Most of us have had to work throughout our life in one way or another. Whether you took care of children, whether you went to a job, whatever it was, you know, in our working years, we're usually very busy. So having this time to not be busy is priceless. Something else I really enjoy is just the everyday things that I used to take for granted. And I've always had what I needed and mostly what I wanted. But just having, like I said, a cool morning where I can sit and put a blanket over me if I feel chilled. Having that luxury of doing exactly what I want. Something I love to do, I mean, I don't love this part, but changing my sheets, and I just wash them, hang them outside in the sun because they smell so good, and putting them right back on the bed. I don't change the sheets, put on different sheets. I just tend to use the same set because I don't like folding them. And then getting in bed that night to fresh, clean sheets. That's wonderful. And I oftentimes change my pillowcase more often and put it right back on my pillow. It's just a little luxury. I love the smell of it from being outside in the fresh air. And I do that a couple times a week sometimes. I just like doing it, and it makes me happy. I didn't used to do that, and now I figure, yeah, if I'm washing a load of clothes, just throw my pillowcase in there too. I have started turning my air conditioning to about 77, which is really cool for me. I used to keep it on 79 or 80, and that's a little warm. So I decided, you know, I really don't like living here in the desert, especially in the summer. So why not make it a little more comfortable? And it doesn't really affect my cooling bill because I'm on a solar program. I don't have solar on my roof, but it's the same price every month. And once a year, the electric company reviews it. And if it needs to go up or down, they adjust it. It's gone up $4 a month in the 3 years that I've been in this program. So it's not a big deal. If it goes up $1 or $2 every month, I'm fine with that. And it makes me happier to not be miserable. I think that is a huge luxury. And to me, it is a luxury because it's not a necessity. I could tolerate my house being at 79 or 80, but I don't feel like I should have to because it's not extravagant. A lot of people keep their air conditioning at 72 or something, and that would be cold to me. So just doing what I want, because this isn't a need, is really something I'm working on. And putting my air conditioning down a few degrees is one of the ways I'm doing that. Something else I'm doing is buying foods that I really want. And that means, just going ahead and buying some fruit or fresh vegetables that isn't on sale, because that's generally how I shop. I buy things on sale and just eat that. But sometimes I want something and it's not on sale and I will go ahead and buy it. And this is very new for me, but why not? It's food I have to eat. And I don't do it with everything, but to buy something at full price once in a while, it's not going to break the bank. I'm not going to go broke. And it is a treat for sure. And I don't panic about the extra money because, if I only buy one thing that's full price that I really want a week or something like that, it is not a large amount of money by any stretch. And I feel okay about it. It's just taken me a long time to be able to do this. And I really enjoy it. Another thing that I love doing now that I don't think I appreciated it before. As I've gotten older, I really try to buy food, especially a treat type thing that I really want. I don't just buy a package of day-old cinnamon rolls or whatever that they're good, but they're not what I really want. What I really want is something like this. It's a cream puff. Look at all that cream. Look at that puff. So these were marked down, as you'll see in my grocery haul video coming up, but they are still very delicious. And with a hot cup of coffee, this is like a little piece of heaven. And I don't eat something like this every day, but when I do want something sweet or some special food, I go ahead and get what I want. And it really makes me very happy. It's worth it. It's worth the calories. It's worth the money. It's just worth it. And I figure everything in moderation. So it's a good thing. Something else I'm working on, and I'm pretty much getting there, I think, is being okay just being alone. I've always not had a problem with being alone. It's just being able to say no to other people who might want to do something or whatever, or feeling obligated to go somewhere that I don't really want to go. I just don't go now. I just say no thank you, thanks for asking, and then I stay home or I go do what I want. It's selfish, but it's not. You know, if there was a good reason to go, I would go. You know, if it was a special event for somebody and I wanted to be there to support them or something, yeah, I'd go. But generally, you know, to go to a movie, like, no, I don't have any interest in that. When people ask me, I say, no, thanks. You go ahead and go and enjoy it. But I prefer watching stuff on my TV, just streaming. I like to be able to pause it, go to the bathroom, get a snack, whatever. It's hard for me to sit still for very long, and so sitting at a movie theater sometimes is just agony, and it's noisy oftentimes, and there are other people there. All kinds of negatives in my book. I don't get that, you know, community feeling of seeing this movie with a bunch of people. That doesn't happen for me. I like, in fact, to watch things all by myself most of the time, because if I want to, I can sit there and cry and blubber and act like a fool, and nobody's going to see it. That's okay. And I don't want to cry in front of other people. That's uncomfortable for me. I would think it would be for them. I don't know, but I like experiencing things alone. I've learned that it's more meaningful for me than to sit and, like, you know, talk about things as I'm going through a museum or something like that. I would rather wander off by myself and then later, you know, meet up with people that I went there with, if that's the case, and talk about it afterwards. Because I don't need the influence. I don't need to know what somebody else thinks of something while I'm experiencing it. In fact, I'd rather not. I'd rather just experience it by myself. And that's a luxury, I think, to be able to say, no, thank you. I'd rather do it all by myself. That's what I like to do, generally. I generally, for exercise, like to take walks. And I often just go all by myself. I have gone in the past with neighbors or friends, and I still do occasionally, but it's a good time to think. It lets my mind just wander. I'm looking at other things. I'm not in my house. The change of scenery helps me come up with new ideas. My mind is kind of like being in the shower. It's like a different place, and my mind goes different places that it doesn't normally. And that's a good thing. And I think fostering that and being okay with giving your brain and mind that time is a luxury, but it's also a necessity, I think. It helps me work through problems, come up with ideas. It's wonderful. Another luxury or treat is to just be free of pressure, not caring what other people think, not feeling obligated to do everything you're invited to do. All of those things are energy zappers for me. I'm an introvert. I get my energy from being alone. People exhaust me, and it's so much nicer to just honor that and not force myself to feel like I have to go do things. And sometimes I like doing things every once in a while, once a week maybe. It just isn't very often. I just don't care for that. And knowing that is a great way to live and to act on it for me. I think one of the interesting things about getting older is knowing our own minds and giving in to what we really want to do instead of feeling so obligated all the time to do things that other people expect us to do or would like us to do. I am a big proponent of you do you, I'll do me. We're not the same people. Nobody, no two people are the same. And, if I ask somebody for a favor or if they want to do something, I'll say, please feel free to say no before I even ask, because I really want them to do what they want. I don't feel like, they should have to say yes if they don't want to do something, because that's how I feel. So let me know what you think. Do you have some luxuries that you treat yourself to now as you've gotten older? Have you always treated yourself? If so, that's great. I had to kind of learn how to do this, and it's wonderful. So leave a comment and let us know. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.